And we're seeing a lot of warm temperatures for this time of year, and especially this warm nose here. Normally it's not that warm in the Laurel Highlands, 55 here in Johnstown. It's also 55 in Pittsburgh. But if you look west, a lot of blue is going to be coming this way. A lot of change is on the way as well. That's going to be the main theme for this week. The Arboretum right now checking in at 52 degrees, and any meteorologist would know with a foggy day like today, 52 degrees is the temperature. Dew point would be exactly the same. Those are the ingredients making up that 0-mile visibility. Calm winds, though, nothing much to speak of in the wind department. And a very good morning to you all. I'm student meteorologist Gavin Sandel. Let's get right into your social media forecast for today. It's going to be a beautiful one across not just State College, but all of the Commonwealth. Above average temperatures are the name of the game. As we go to school, it's going to be about 56 degrees. Partly cloudy conditions, but those clouds will fend off during the day. 65 at lunchtime, and as we go into the evening hours, 70 degrees. A beautiful one to get outside and have some fun. Main thing, dropping temperatures. I expect west of the mountains to be morning highs, 50s and 60s turning into 40s and even 30s across western Pennsylvania going into the night on Saturday and the morning on Sunday. And that's what makes the game of baseball so special. On any given day, any sorts of weather conditions, it can impact any given game. Even on a clear but overcast day like today, the wind, the clouds, anything goes into the game of baseball. The fate of the players, the flight of the ball, and the flow of the game. But it's a Category 4 hurricane, winds at 150 miles an hour. It was as strong as an 180-mile-an-hour Category 5, which was the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic Basin since 2017. Let's get started with hashtag Alberto. You heard in Jake Carson's Tropical Tracker segment that we expect to have a flurry of activity this hurricane season. That activity began last week when Tropical Storm Alberto formed in the Gulf of Mexico. It's because of a high pressure system located to our south, which is bringing southerly winds coming up and bringing us those warmer temperatures. But also note a low pressure system is up to our north, so we're kind of seeing effects of that. A high pressure with beautiful conditions, and as that low pressure moves off, we'll see some rain filter into our area into tomorrow. But I do want to point out, if you look towards the southwest, Pittsburgh, sitting at 83 degrees in the west of southwest Pennsylvania, they haven't seen temperatures like that since last year, specifically November. And Rob, I feel like Beryl is a very common name that we've heard over the past 2 weeks, from when it was a hurricane in the Caribbean to when it made landfall in Mexico and Texas. But today, I feel like it has its biggest impact on Pennsylvania's weather. We have had a lot of passing clouds, but it has been a generally nice day. Minute by minute as we go through today, the snow on Jeffrey Field and the fields adjacent have been melting. And really, it is just 34 degrees, but what that really tells us is that we're getting further and further from that winter solstice. And thanks very much, Marissa. Yeah, like I said earlier, there's a lot to think about because we'll see sun, then rain, then some more sun. So I'll take you all through that over the next couple minutes, but let's take a look at what's going on in Altoona right now in that time lapse. We started out partly cloudy throughout the day. Notice these trees shaking, though. It's been pretty breezy across much of the Commonwealth. But again, if you take another look at the sky here at 4:30, some high clouds, a very good precursor to precipitation that we'll be seeing tomorrow. But look at your temperatures, though. We're seeing mainly 40s and 50s across the Commonwealth, a very average day in terms of climatology. But 48 in State College, we're breaking the half-century mark in Altoona and Clearfield as well. So generally a good day paired with some sun. But one thing that's maybe dragging that down is some wind, especially coming out of the west. We're seeing 20s across the board, 23 State College. A lot of the Poconos, too, they were in wind advisories throughout much of the day. 38 in Scranton. Mount Pocono, too, receiving a gust of over 40 miles an hour at some point today. Another look at your satellite and radar, though, like I showed before in Altoona, there's not much to see across much of the Commonwealth. Those high clouds, though, starting to come in before that low pressure system. But if I zoom out, then you can see what's going to happen. This is our low pressure system that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow in the form of rain and some snow across much of the upper Midwest. That low pressure system situated over the UP of Michigan. But I do think this is very cool satellite and radar to see, because you could see 1, 2, and 3 systems that we've all been looking at and will be looking at over the next couple days, because this passed over the state yesterday. This will be passing over the state tomorrow. And if you believe it, all this precipitation in the Pacific Northwest will have to worry about going into Sunday and even Monday as well. Here's a look at your nationwide temperatures, though. Like I said, we're sitting at relatively average in terms of climatology here in Pennsylvania. We're seeing above average temperatures in the lower Midwest and the Great Plains. We'll be seeing a brief shot of that, especially in eastern Pennsylvania tomorrow before that cold front moves through. And let's time out what's going to happen with that cold front. Here's the low pressure system that we'll be worrying about over the Pacific, or the upper Midwest. This ridge of high pressure, though, is going to be fueling what we're going to be seeing over the next couple of hours in terms of nice conditions. But as quickly as that goes in, it will go out, and this low pressure system will now drag itself across much of the Northeast, New England, and southern Canada. So we'll be seeing rain and maybe snow across the northwest portions of the state on Saturday. But you can see another high pressure building across the Midwest as well. We're going to be seeing fair weather on Saturday night and Sunday morning in terms of that. And then once again, as quickly as that's in, it's going to go out, and another cohesive low pressure system. We'll have to be worrying about that on Sunday, even Monday as well, going into those days. Here's a look at a high resolution model, though, from the graph. You could see nice conditions across much of the state, westerly winds. You could see that as well. But as we go into the evening tonight, clouds starting to filter in, that rain moving through the state, especially going into the morning commute on Saturday. So if you're driving there, you'll have to watch out. More scattered showers across much of the state, but you'll have to worry about some snow as well across the northwest plateau, and even the Lake Erie shoreline there. Again, quickly as that moves in, it'll be out. Sunday morning will be a beautiful one across much of the state. Maybe some wind issues that we'll have to worry about, though. But this is another thing we'll have to worry about on Sunday evening. Some rain and maybe even snow for there. So here's a look at what's going on for tonight. In terms of lows, a little bit above average, which is why it'll be a mainly calm and mild day. Clouds will be increasing from southwest to northeast as temperatures will be in the lower to mid 30s across much of the Commonwealth. Saturday, much more chaotic in terms of where that low pressure system is. That'll be dragging that cold front across much of the state. Highs across much of the western portions will be morning highs, with highs in the, low 40s to mid 40s. As that drags across, temperatures in the 50s and 60s across much of southeastern Pennsylvania. Some rain we'll have to worry about for that, as well as some snow across northwestern Pennsylvania. And for Sunday, too, a much better day. 40s across much of the Commonwealth. Winds coming out of the west, 5 to 15 miles an hour. Plentiful sunshine. We'll be back with the extended coming up.